Recognizing the member for Kelowna West.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to rise in this chamber and talk a little bit about something that I think most people know I'm a bit passionate about. Every bottle of BC wine holds a rich narrative, a story crafted by generations of dedicated grape growers and winemakers. It's a tale that resonates locally and captivates enthusiasts globally, firmly placing BC on the international wine map. This has not always been the case. The BC wine industry got its early start after the Second World War, when veterans returned home from Europe, the benchmark of superior wines. The homegrown wines of the day were Kelowna Royal Red, St. Michel Toscano Rosso, Andre's Baby Duck, followed by Somme Rouge, Lonesome Charlie, Schloss Lederhain, and Hochtaler. In the 1970s, some of the grape growers had a greater vision of much greater quality wines. Mary and John of Chateau John de Trepanier, George and Trudy Heiss of Grey Monk Cellars, had a vision and put it into action by different growing techniques and varieties to make much superior wines. This was a hard-fought process and steady research with the likes of the Becker Project, the Duncan Project that John Villevoye led, and better trained winemakers coming into the country. This was the start of cottage wineries, now land-based wineries, licensing by Vic Woodland of the BC Liquor Control and Licensing Branch. It was a big change, a bigger change. Free trade with the United States in 1987 led to the creation of the BC Wine Act in 1990 and the steady qualitative improvements with VQA. And what about movies like Sideways? The stigma of Pinot Noir being grown in another place besides Burgundy? Oregon, all of a sudden on the front lines. Today, with a steady sense of urgency, I want to shed light on the challenges facing our province's wine industry. But before delving into the intricacies, let me emphasize the pivotal role played by this sector in its almost 5 decades since those early pioneers set in motion today's success. The economic impact of our wine industry cannot be overstated, generating billions in revenue, providing employment, significantly contributing to tax coffers. This dynamic force extends its reach from agriculture to hospitality, creating a web of prosperity that touches every corner of the province. BC's wine industry serves as a beacon for tourism, drawing visitors with exquisite wines, picturesque vineyards, and unique winery experiences. It plays a pivotal role in driving revenue for local businesses, particularly in rural areas. I remember being asked in 1995 to host a luncheon for a very famous wine writer and author, Hugh Johnson. I asked John Bishop of Bishop's Restaurant on 4th Avenue if he'd consider coming and hosting this luncheon, which was a small group of about 20 of us talking about the wines and showing the Okanagan. And I clearly remember Hugh Johnson saying he knew about the beauty of British Columbia, the forest, the landscape, but he had no idea about the wines. And what precipitated that was the 1992 Avery Trophy Award to Mission Hill only the year before for its Chardonnay. That was a pivotal time, and that was really the start of some of the history that these people aspired to. Culturally, the industry has become integral to our identity, a symbol of craftsmanship, innovation, and the art of blending tradition in modernity. Our wines, celebrated for their unique terroir and exceptional quality, tell a story of the land, the people, the rich history that has shaped our province. Despite these contributions, the industry now faces unprecedented challenge. The past 2 winters, with temperatures plummeting to minus 30 degrees Celsius, have left indelible marks in our vineyards. Frozen buds, uprooted trunks, and once vibrant landscapes reduced to desolation. This severe frost damage tests the resiliency of an industry characterized by the slender shoots with their delicate buds of each plant turned black and lifeless. Many vines unable to recover face removal under crop insurance requirements, exacerbating the financial strain on the industry already grappling with rising costs. Grape growers and winemakers, often not large-scale farmers, find themselves on the brink of closure. Wineries are left without the essential BC VQA grapes, compounded by challenges like wildfires, smoke taint. It's a poignant narrative of dreams crushed, livelihoods dismantled, and cultural heritage hanging in a balance. About 30% of British Columbia's 12,000 acres in the industry have suffered severe winter damage, and an additional 30% facing permanent viral diseases, demanding immediate replanting. 3,800 to 7,500 acres urgently requiring attention. The estimated cost is staggering. Reestablishing an acre of vineyard is over $42,000 per acre, overall cost ranging from $160 to $320 million. The economic impact is profound, with a devastating 54% crop loss in the last vintage, a staggering $133 million decrease in total revenues. Regions like the South Okanagan, Kelowna, the Similkameen Valley, the heartland of our wine country, are grappling with potential losses exceeding 60%. Jobs of full-time equivalent workers, over 380, hang in the balance, underscoring that this crisis is not solely a challenge for our grape growers and the winemakers, but it's a challenge for our entire communities. As we ponder the gravity of the situation, let us not forget the human faces behind these numbers. The grape growers laboring in their vineyards, the winemakers pouring their creativity into every barrel, and the families who invested their lives in a noble pursuit. Their struggle demands our attention and united action. Thank you.
Thank you, member.